everybody. It's 9:30 here in sunny Spain. I wouldn't say it's really sunny, but it's been pretty sunny today. Temperature's still up in the 20s, which is good. Got another sort of full night tonight. Tonight's topics, we've got thinking about moving to Spain with your belongings. Is it going to cost you? Snakes. That sounds really cool, doesn't it? Also, don't forget about the GB stickers and your driving licenses, guys. This will be tonight's topics. I've got a few questions for my top man Yogi, but I've got some more other questions from Cheryl and Yogi. Anyway, as always, guys, it's always good to have when you're doing research and if you're thinking about moving to Spain. This is why I got that title there. Are you thinking of moving to Spain still? There's still a lot of people. If you saw the video I did the other week about the luxury villa, believe it or not, I think 4 plots have already been sold, and it's all by UK people. So obviously, there's a lot of money still floating about. So it's always best to check out the proper sites for information. And if you check out one of the good ones, I think it's good. It's the Citizens Advice Spain. It's obviously on the internet. You can download PDFs. You can actually, if you've got a question, send them a question. It doesn't cost you nothing. Obviously, the other one, if you're thinking about moving from the UK, is the Spanish Embassy or the consulate in the UK. They can give you all the information. Now, somebody did contact me the other day saying that a friend of theirs was applying for their visa. They used a private company to do all the groundwork, and they haven't heard nothing. And it's been nearly 3 months. So, guys, be so careful, because obviously there was a lot of people out there unscrupulous, obviously wanting your money. And to be quite honest, when you're inquiring about things, about the visas and that, guys, just contact the embassy or make an appointment and go in there. They're very friendly. They're not going to rip you off. Instead of using a company, I know if you want to fast track it, yeah, then use a private company, but don't rely on other people. You've got to do it yourselves, guys. Okay, obviously another main important site is UK Gov site. They've got 3 categories. Living in Spain, which is a pretty important one. Healthcare is another important one, especially when you become a pensioner and you have to apply for your S1 so you can pay for your health. And check your passport. Check your passport's obviously another important one, especially now about you've got to have 6 months on your passport, or you've got to have 2 pages clear when they stamp your passports now when you're going through the customs area. Another one that Spain has put up recently, it's on the internet, it's called Spain Safe. Let's say it again, travelsafespain.com. And that's really to help out you guys, especially when you're coming over, what forms you need. But I know it's sort of changed now. Well, it's going to be changing on the 4th of October about the app. I don't understand it all, but if you check on these sites, they can give you better information. 2 YouTube channels that are worth watching out. Obviously, one of the main ones is Spain Speaks by Stuart, who's based in Madrid, and he gives you an overall view of what's going on, especially in Spain. And another one, obviously, last week, my 2 special guests, which were Mike and Yvonne, and their channel is called Between the Lakes with Mike and Yvonne. And then he said Yvonne then, but I didn't. I managed to remember Yvonne. Good channel. Now, these guys are based in Torrevieja, a bit further up from me on the East Coast. They've got a holiday home, and they bring out videos about once a week, and really interesting videos. So please check them out as well, guys. What else have we got? I did the intro. Oh, obviously, one of my main backers now is Lobster. Now, Lobster is a mobile site for Spain, English-speaking mobile site. Now, what's pretty good with these guys is it's not a contract, not tied in anything. If you want to cancel it, you can. There's no penalty fee, anything like that. But they've done a deal with me. Obviously, you can just join Lobster if you want. But if you ring this special number, which is 711-000-711, and on the promo, just say Expat and Mazarron. What they will do, they'll send you a free SIM card. And the first month, whatever deal you take out is going to be free. Now, they've got 3 deals. They've got a small deal, which is 12 gig, which is €12. That's including the tax on it. Medium is €18 for 28 gig. And the large deal is 55 gig, which is massive. If you want to watch movies all the time, whatever, it's only €24. That's including the tax as well. So I've got the Lobster thing out the way. What I'm going to do now, we've got 51 already in the house. That's amazing. I've only been on a couple of minutes and I've got 51 in the house. That's amazing, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put in the intro and then we get on with the show. Okay, I'm back again. So, first things first, I want to say a big thank you. If you didn't know, I've got a coffee fund, which is below the video if you want to contribute. What it does, it helps me going out. I call it a coffee fund, but it's not like, but it is backed by me a coffee, but it's also helping me out when I'm going out traveling, helps with the traveling costs and things like that. So I want to thank a big thank you. I know they are. I want to thank Susan, top lady, and I'm going to get this wrong. I think it's Katerina, but she knows who she is. So I've got to say a big thank you, guys, for that. Also, the Expat in merchandise, Expat and Mazarron merchandise, I should say. Obviously, if you want a t-shirt or polo shirt, there is a link below this video. Or even better, how about Expat and Mazarron subscriber mug? Go on, I'm off pushing it tonight. And if you want to go even more crazier, why not an Expat and Mazarron mouse mat and many other things. Please check out the link below the video if you want to support the channel. That's very appreciated. So let's get straight into the topics. What I will mention now, because this really is the last week, really about the GB sticker thing. I don't know if you guys have heard, and it only seems to be a couple of countries, Spain, Cyprus, and Malta. I think it's the main ones. If you got a GB sticker on the back of your car, guys. Now I'm on about if you're on holiday, you're traveling about, especially coming to Spain, you've got your UK car in, you got a GB sticker on it, you've got to get rid of it. On the 28th of this month, which is next week, if you get stopped by the police, you get an on-spot fine. They haven't said what they're going to fine you yet. Would the police bother? I don't know. But the word is out. 28th of this month, if you got a GB sticker on the back of your car and even on your number plate, I know a lot of guys have got their Euro number plates. The Euro thing's got to be covered with a Union Jack. And you got to have a UK sticker on the back of your car. Now, the other thing is, I did try and do a search on what side do you stick your UK sticker on the back. As far as I know, even though I did have a good old search, it's on the left-hand side. I don't think it really matters, but I know obviously some police do get a bit finicky about certain things. Got to be on the left-hand side. Another thing, and I found all this on the UK Gov site. I just checked out the link on there to make sure it was all genuine, because there are quite a few things that get put on Facebook from other sites saying this is what's going on when it's not proper genuine information. The other thing is your UK driving license. Now, guys, if you're living in Spain now and you haven't exchanged your driving license, you've only got until the 31st of October to do it by. Now, I know a lot of people have already done it. They haven't got the license yet, but they've got the piece of paper that says they've done it. But you've only got until the end of October now to get your UK driving license exchanged for a Spanish one. Now, obviously, if you're coming over and you've just applied for your visa, then once you become a resident, then you've got to go and get your license sorted out. But for those people that's already here in Spain at the moment and they applied for their driving license, some people have applied for it last year and it's taken this long to process it. You've only got to the end of 31st of October to get it done by. What happens after that, I don't know. No doubt we're going to hear about it in the papers, but that's how long you got to get your license sorted out. Now, most people have already gone through that process. And looking on the UK Gov site, it did say on there, you may have to take a driving test. Now, as far as we know so far, anybody that's coming over to Spain now, once they're going through the visa process, be it a gold visa or a non-lucrative visa, it sounds like you've got to take a driving test anyway. But there have been words between both of the governments, they may drop this. But at the moment, it sounds like you've still got to take a test. And I know end of last year, some people on campus at the community centre had put a group together to, I think, mainly to understand some of the Spanish, because obviously the instructor are not all going to be able to speak English. You will get a Spanish driving instructor who can't speak one word of English. It's not his fault. It's up to you to sort it out. But so that's something to think about and gossip about, whatever. But yeah, you've only got to the end of October to exchange your driving license if you're living in Spain at the moment, guys. Right, tonight's topic about moving to Spain. Now, I didn't think much of this really. You know, when I moved to Spain, we bought everything with us. We bought a shipping container. We had to pay obviously some custom duty on that. It wasn't much, but it sounds like now that's all changed now. Now the UK is out of the EU. Obviously, you could be paying some fees. Now, I saw this is the only reason I mention this because I saw a clip in a couple of weeks ago from a couple that drove over from the UK. All they bought was their personal belongings. Now, that could obviously mean like a kettle and a toaster, things like that. And they caught the boat. And once they arrived in Spain, the custom man pulled them over because they knew, obviously, they weren't on the holiday. If you're on holiday, you ain't got to worry about it so much. But if you're obviously moving over, they know straight away you got your car full of stuff. They got pulled over. They had to pay 700 euros. Now, they only had, like he said, they only had personal belongings with them. Now, that could be clothing, camera and whatever. So I would imagine if you're coming over and you bought a place, because we didn't know when we bought our place here in Spain, I wasn't expecting it to be furnished. I was expecting it to be empty and we would have to furnish it out. So that's why we bought our bed and all other stuff. And to be quite honest, we needn't have done that really. So maybe that's something to think about when you're buying a property and obviously selling a property. Because obviously, one thing I've noticed here in Spain, furniture here, to me, seems rather expensive for what it is. You have got the likes of IKEA, but most of the other places are already made furniture, and it does come with a price, unfortunately. So obviously, if you, like I've always said, guys, come over to Spain first, have a good look, make sure it's for you, have a look at the property. Now, not all the property will come furnished. Some of it will come part furnished. Some will come fully furnished. If that's the case, that's fantastic. But if it don't, then you've got to think about if you're moving your stuff over. Now, we use a big shipping company. Now, some people use, there are guys that go backwards and forwards, especially from Campusel and locally, that go back to the UK and pick up things. Now, I don't know now what the cost of all that is now. I would presume that's all changed. So if there's any delivery guys that are watching tonight, that would be amazing if you could put a bit of information on there saying, is it, do you get whacked now on custom duties? Is there a problem? Can you still bring over what you usually bring over, like, I don't know, electrical goods and things like that? Is there something that you're not allowed to bring anymore? I know obviously things like liquids and things like that you're not allowed to bring over, but anything maybe, I don't know, but something to talk about and something to think about as well. And obviously, if you're selling your property and you're going to sell it fully furnished, maybe you could use that to increase your price. On the other foot, maybe you want to sell your property and you want to sell it for a bit of a bargain. Now, I put up a poll a couple of weeks ago because I do property videos. I mean, obviously, the one I put up the other day, the 500,000 one, that really is more about what you could get for a gold visa. But here on Campusel, you can get some amazing bargains. Not just on Campusel. I put a poll up asking people what they want to see in property, and asked about, do you want to see property on Campusel? Do you want to see golf resort property? Or do you just want to see cheap property? And what come up the most, they want to see cheap property. So today I went out and did 2 villas on Campusel D. What can I say? I will show a photograph later on of the 2 properties. One comes with a car. And also I've got doing a property next week down in the town of Mazarron. So it's not just all on Campusel, it's an apartment in Mazarron. And all of these are well under 100,000, which is still a pretty amazing price. A lot of property here in Spain is not cheap. Some of it's, well over 100, 500 upwards. Property is still selling well here. I think one of the things that first came up with the COVID, the market's going to crash, price of property is going to drop out. No, it hasn't. If anything, they're building more property here now. There's a new place going up near opposite the Tools, got a massive lake. All they've done all the infrastructure. They put all the roads in, they put all the dressy stuff in, the palm trees, they put the lake in, and now they're going to start building the property. It's going to be a massive complex. I will be following this place as well. Now, it does seem here in Spain now, if you buy anything now on an urbanisation that's brand new, whatever they say in the spill, they've got to carry out. Whereas in the old days, like Campusel, when the building Massa Development Company that were building this, they never finished it off completely, and it's been going through the courts. Little by little, they're managing to grab some money back to get these things finished. But now it looks like the law has changed that. But I am keeping an eye on it. But apparently that's what's being said now. How true that is, I don't know. There's a couple of places that I'm keeping an eye on. One of them is where I did that luxury villa where they got a new golf course. They're actually building. I'm following that as well. They nearly completed the actual whole 18-hole golf course. They got us to build the supermarket and the restaurants and things like that. I haven't done that yet, so I'm keeping an eye on that as well. My phone's going now at the moment. Don't know what's going on there. Well, a lot of things going on that one. Got a few comments. Got a second one in the house, which is pretty good. What else am I talk? Oh yeah, one of the things that come up in the week. Arby sent me a picture, and if you ever watch me, guys, one of the things I hate when I'm walking about Campusel with Bonnie, push up on the campo, I do see the odd snake. Now, Arby sent me a picture. Well, not a picture. He sent me a video, which I'm going to put up now. it looks pretty big, doesn't it? It's not that big. I mean, I think it was about that long, but it was like sort of like the thickness of my finger. Now he found that near his porchway, I believe. If Harvey's going to make a comment on that, I know he's on there watching. It's in his porchway. Now I've seen these snakes usually out on the campo itself, but I do hear every now and again somebody gets these snakes in the swimming pool or in the garden. Now there are on Campercell a couple of snake catchers, or what you want to call them, snake charmers, that actually go out and catch these snakes. A lot of people love them. I can't stand snakes, so I'm one of the. I'll just keep well clear of them. There are poisonous snakes in Spain, I must say, and I believe that viper will bite you if it's obviously threatened. Most of them don't. I think most of the times when I've been out with Bonnie, I've walked over them because they've been really small. But there has been one instance where I was walking with Bonnie and it reared its head up, but it half moved quick, obviously away from me. And snakes tend to do that more than attack anything. And as far as I know, nobody's been bitten or been attacked by a snake. Don't want to put you off. Obviously, what's going on at the moment here in Spain is a bit mixed up. We have had fires down in the south of Spain. One of the Canary Islands, Palma, has had a massive volcano eruption. Loads of houses have been destroyed. People have been evacuated. And where we are in this area, it does suffer from earthquakes. Nothing too major, but I can't say that it's nothing to worry about, because it's not far from us down in Lorca, which is probably about 20 miles. Lorca did have a bad earthquake there. I think it's 6 or 7 on the Richter scale. A couple of people got killed, unfortunately. Houses, old buildings did fall down. So earthquakes, volcanoes, poisonous animal. Yes, we got them all here in Spain, but don't worry too much. Earthquakes usually here we just get like a couple of seconds of that, like a rumble. It's just the way it is, isn't it? If you got some of the things you got to put up with. Now, I think Yogi did ask me a question about that in a minute, which I will mention in a minute. We've got Seppi in the house, which I must say thank you very much, guys, for sticking with me. What else was I talking about as well? Okay, I'm just having a quick look here on my old scoreboard. I've got another list here. Yeah, okay. And what I'll do now, I'll go through some of the questions tonight. My first questions are from Yogi, top man. Are there many communal swimming pools in the Campercell area? Also, are there communal charges? And if so, how much are they? So what he's on about is, I mean, there obviously are communal pools on Campercell, but they're tied in with, if you buy a property, some of the properties that you buy here, especially the private ones, which are Monsoras, they've got their own communal pools. They're like a little community of people. They pay a community charge as well. But there are 2 communal pools on A. Now they're part of Massa. They do pay a charge, for the pool. It's not a lot. I think it's about 120 euros a year. I don't know the true figure, but it's about that. It's not a lot of money. But obviously it's only for those people. They get a key to let themselves in. But so I can't, if I wanted to go to those communal pools, unless I was being invited. But I think mainly it is actually for the owners. But if you go down to Mazarron itself, down towards the port, there is a big sports complex there. They've got an outdoor swimming pool. Now, I don't know what the fees are. So if anybody's watching, if they've been to that outside community, they only built it quite recently. I do know there's another big sort of like swimming pool. When you say community, I would say they're more like swimming pools, really. They've got a big one at Toltana. I think it's an indoor one. It doesn't cost a lot from what I hear. There's another one that you can go to. I think it's still open at the moment, which is down at the Mazarron Country Club. I think it's like €5. Don't take my word for that, but I believe it's about that. It's not much, and you can hire. You can't bring in your sunbed. You've got to hire a sunbed. I think that's like €3. There's a little bar there. Now I think that's open till the end of this month. It's only the Mazarron Country Club communal pool is only open during the summer months, obviously because of the heat. It's not a heated pool, so it's only open during the summer months. If there's anywhere else people can mention, that would be fantastic. That's the only ones I know, which is in Toltana and down near the port with Mazarron. So Yogi, hopefully that's given you some idea. Obviously, the other cheapest idea really is go down to the beach, which is just it's about 20 minutes, if that, down to the nearest beach. A lot of people go into the sea, right? Well, I mean, I don't personally. I don't like going in the sea. What's things floating about? But a lot of people go into the sea most of the year, really. We have a big event on New Year's Day. So it's like a charitable event down at Mazarron in the port. People run into the sea in all sorts of clothing for charity. It is freezing, but a lot of people do go swimming most of the year, which does amaze me. Next question. This is from Cheryl. This is if living in Spain on a lucrative visa and living on savings, will you get taxed on your savings? We are not of retirement age yet. I know what she's on about. Obviously, when you're applying for the non-lucrative visa, or even, to be honest, even the gold visa, you'll be living off your savings. And yeah, you will get taxed. Now, I'm not going to go into the figures because I'm not that sort of person. But if you got big savings, and I'm talking about well over 100,000, yeah, they're going to tax you guys, unfortunately. Because don't forget, once you apply for the non-lucrative visa, you become a resident. And once you become a resident, or even a non-resident, you still get taxed on your property mainly. And all I can say is what we do, we got an accountant, because to be honest, I don't understand the tax here, and I don't understand about the percentage as well. This is something where you will need to contact your solicitor or an accountant really to tell you all about the figures. I believe you can have 50,000 each before you're taxed, but don't take my word for that, guys. Now, hopefully somebody will be able to say, oh, bloody hell, no, it's less than that, whatever. I don't know. I haven't got any savings. But I know what you're on about, especially because if you're applying for the non-lucrative visa, you've got to have so much in your bank account for the next 5 years. And obviously you could be trying living off that, and you can't spend it because you've got to keep that amount of money in your account as well. There's a good chance you're going to get taxed on it. And all I can say is have a word with your solicitor. Your solicitor should give you all the figures that you need to know. Now, hopefully Mike and Yvonne are watching as well. They've done a few videos on this sort of talk. Unfortunately, Cheryl, I'm not the person for that. Money is not my sort of thing. I don't want to get people confused. It's best to deal with somebody that knows what they're on about on that side of it. So, but that's a good question, and throwing it out there, obviously somebody out there will know more about that than me. So, Cheryl, thank you very much. I think I've got to it. Now, Yogi did ask me another. Oh, that's it. Yogi did ask me. I'll put this in the topics, but I'll make it in the question again. Now, Yogi did ask me in the question, what was the biggest challenge when moving to Spain? Obviously, for me, and I think for a lot of people, really, the biggest challenge is taking that risk, because it is a risk. And I think one of the things that I always try and put across to people is if you're thinking about it, you've got to, there's no good to keep thinking about it, because at the end of the day, you're not going to come here. You've got to say, right, I'm doing it, and make that decision. Obviously make sure it's for you. That's why I always say about come here first, have a look at the area. I didn't come here and fell in love with Campus Hill straight away. I fell in love with the area. I come down to Mazarron, the port. I took Bonnie out one day, one morning, and I fell in love with it. And I said, this is where I want to live. I don't want to live on the beach. I obviously then wanted to find a place, and I found Campus Hill. And I'm happy where I am, and I'm glad I made that decision. A lot of people that you will bump into that live in Spain will say it's the best thing they ever done. But it is a big challenge, really. Thinking about it, you just keep thinking about it. You put up barriers. Well, I'm going to miss the family. Yes, you will miss the family, but this day and age, you've got technology where you can speak to them on the phone, speak like you're doing with me, and you've got cheap flights going backwards and forwards. Obviously, with the COVID, it's made things a little bit difficult, but that's just a stumbling block. That's not making you stop. Don't forget, guys. At the end of the day, it's your life. You've got to think about yourself sometimes. Thinking about other people. I know some people got their parents they're looking after, and they don't want to leave them there. But at the end of the day, what about yourself? And that is the challenge. And it could be the wrong challenge. I've met some people that have come here, and then after 2 or 3 years, don't like it. That is the risk. I sold up everything in the UK. I come to Spain. I didn't have a place to live at the beginning. I could have lost it all. Could have got ripped off. I got conned, and I've been left on the streets. It is a risk. It's a challenge. But it's done me the better. So, Yogi, don't. If you got. I think I get the feeling with you, Yogi, is your wife's not convinced yet, and you got to make sure you don't make your wife come here if she doesn't want to come here. If she doesn't want to come here, she won't enjoy it at all. You've got to bring her out on holiday and see if she falls in love with it. If she doesn't fall in love with it, then I would say don't come, because that is another problem, especially with your partner. There's no point in one of you coming out and the other one, they're just going to hate it, and they're not going to enjoy life here. That won't put you off. What's the time now? It's just gone 10 o'clock. God, I can't believe how quick the time goes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you what's happened in the week. So on Friday, what I'm going to do, hang on, let's get rid of the spanner. Get rid of that now. So on Friday down at the port, there's a pirate ship. You can't see that flag up there, but that's a pirate flag. Now, unfortunately, when we got down in me and Harvey, there was nobody about. But from what we can make out of it, because on the next photograph, if I bring it up now, they got tables and chairs in there, and it sounds like on the board there is €9, and it sounds like you can go on the ship and you can have something to eat. I presume it would be like a tapas. Now, I did also hear that the ship goes out to sea, but I'm 100% sure of that. But we did see on one of the pillars next to it, nothing to do with that ship, but there was you can go out on trips on the boats, and there's obviously contact numbers on there, which sounds pretty good for the day. Doesn't say anything about money, does it? But I presume if you go on their website, it'll tell you the price. And obviously, a lot of these sailing trips are enticing you to go out and see the dolphins and the porpoises. Some people said they've seen them. I haven't been out on the boat yet, so I can't say anything about that at all. Now, this is the Campo bus on Campus Hill. As you can see, it's got all the company support in it. And what it is, literally, is a little mini bus that goes around, just around Campus Hill. Obviously, it's for the people that haven't got any transport. And I believe if you go onto the Campo bus Facebook page, it tells you about the price. You pay like a monthly fee, and I believe you pay a small amount of money. And mainly what it's used for, obviously people on D, if they've got to go over to the doctors for a blood test and things like that, it takes you over to the doctors on A, also on B to the shops there or to the supermarket. So I thought I'd just put that up. Now, I have got a video on in my playlist about the Campo bus. Not too much, but it's got links on there as well. You want to check it out. Now, last night, me and the wife and Bonnie went out for a walk along the coast there. There's a watchtower up on the hill. It's a lovely old walk. That beach there is all full of stones, but it's still a lovely place for a walk. This is another shot looking up at the watchtower. We was walking along the footpath there, and they turned some arty person has turned the bench into a bit of like a fishing boat thing. And then today, I had two visitors today, Malcolm and Carol from Sheffield. Now they got a place over on D. And they bought this place a couple of years ago, just before the COVID. And this is the first time they managed to get out to their holiday home. And they wanted to come and see me. And yeah, guys, if you're watching tonight, I can't put my thumbs up now, can I? Thank you very much. Great seeing you. Thank you for the support, guys. And today I went out to do the property that I mentioned at the beginning of the show. And this is one of the properties. Now, this, believe it or not, is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom property. And I got it down for 67,500, whatever that is in pounds. Probably about 60,000 pounds, I suppose. We'll be bringing out that video in a couple of weeks' time. But the video that I'm bringing out next week, which will be next Tuesday, is this property here, because it's a 2-bed, 1-bathroom on D. It's a Classico. It is furnished, but I don't know if it's going to be sold as furnished. But what does come with it, which I thought was fantastic, especially for a holiday home, comes with a car. When I was talking to Carol and Malcolm, they were saying the car rental prices have nearly tripled in price. I think they said they paid nearly over €300 just for a week for the hire of a car. So this property comes with a car, and you're going to say, "What property? What's the car?" And all I can remember, it's a Toyota. But next week, I'll put all that stuff below the video. So that's what I've been doing today. And the weather. Now, on that, it's probably right. When I come down tonight, it did look like it's going to rain tonight. It's been pretty good this week. They did forecast rain most of the week. And to be honest, I think they had a really heavy downpour the other night. And that was it, really. Saturday, it's saying we might have a bit of rain. But to be honest, I think it's just going to blow over. And next week, the temperature is still looking really good. So that's good to see. Right. Let's go straight into the comments. I've got 54 comments. I've got 77 in the house. Top people for staying in there. Very much, guys. Right, here we go. Let's get on with it. I've got Femi. Top man. Oh, you're a top man. Always look forward to your comments and replies. You're a top man, Femi. Hope you're well. You and the missus. Sylvia. I think it is. I've got that right now. Kev, everyone, what on earth is going on down there? Yeah, I know, volcano. Yeah, flash floods. Yes, that's very true. Not here, thankfully, but I believe further up. Trying to think now locally. Oh, just down the road, thinking about it. In Aquiles, yes, they had a really bad flood there, and I believe further up. Yes, Anna's Cafe is up for sale. Disasters everywhere. But I believe it or not, there's a lot of places up for sale. I don't want to say too much, but I believe Best Wishes has been up for sale for ages. They've also got a place down in the port that's up for sale. Some of these places have been up for sale for ages. The butcher shop's up for sale. You can actually buy the butcher shop. What else? What else have I heard? What else have I heard that could be true? Now, I don't know if it's true. I did hear that Liz's Cafe could be up for sale. Anybody else? Anybody else? There's a few places up for sale anyway. I think what it is, end of the day, if the price is right, places are up for sale. But yeah, Anna's Cafe, she has made it quite clear. Lovely Spanish lady with her English husband. They've been here for quite a few years now. They've decided that they want to move on and have a bit of a life. And it's a really busy little bar, I must say. But Kev, you're top man. You're right on that. Yogi, good evening. Nice to see you again. Top man for being there as always. The captain's in the house. Good evening, Sean. I missed your show last week, but already caught up. You're top man. He said Mike and Yvonne was great. Yes, they were fantastic guests. I must say, Mike gave me some inspiration, I think, on trying to improve. That's a possibility in my videos. Nurse Jim, hola, Sean, greetings from sunny Wales. Wow, that's good to hear, Nurse Jim. Terry's in the house. Terry and Sue, well done, guys. And we've got another Terry. Hello, Sean. We'll be back at our villa on campus on Saturday. Can't wait. Terry, you might need your raincoat. You might not, but it's a possibility it might be raining, but I wouldn't have thought so. Good evening, young man Harvey. Good all's watching. We got Mandy in the house. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yeah, that's right. The thumbs up. Stuart, Sean, I'll get in early this time. I'm coming to Paul Vera on the 30th of October, which ain't long now, Stuart. I mean, anybody got any recommendations on car hire there? Also, my daughter, who I haven't seen in 15 months, is coming. Well done. I'll be honest, Stuart. Hopefully somebody has put some stuff down below. I don't know anything about car hire. All I know that there is a place on A that does car hire, but I haven't seen anything in the window lately, to be honest. There is a place down in Bolwavo car hire, but I don't know anything because I know you're probably looking for a good price. For, like you said, the car hire companies have whacked up their prices. Evening, Paul, Neil. I can see Steve. Here we go. Here we are again. Yes, it's another Thursday evening, Steve. Thank you very much. Norman, hello, Sean. Good evening, all. Rob been very polite tonight. Stephen, top man. Good evening, Sir Sean. Thank you. I haven't got that medal yet, but I'm working on it. Femi, talking about snake, Sean. Don't get me going. No. You told me about the snake in the pool. We won't talk about that. Glad to see you back, Michael. I missed it last. Oh, Michael, you missed a good show last week. Don't forget to watch the catch up. Sean, is it true that you have a hand? Is it true that you have to hand in your British driving license after 6 months of getting your immigration visa? You don't hand it in as such. You have to exchange it for a Spanish driver license, Yogi. 6 months, I don't know about the 6 months thing because it's all changed now. As far as I know, as soon as you get your visa, you're resident, so then you can go through the procedure of sorting out your driving license. Now, I don't know about the time limit on that. And what it is virtually is, you exchange your driving license to a Spanish one. Now, some people have told me, and I didn't know about this, when I handed my driving license in for exchange, I didn't get all the stuff that's on the back of my card. And trying to say, hang on a minute, it's just pointless. But apparently, if you say it as you're going through the process, they will leave all the stuff that's on the back of your card. To me, it's like I can't drive a minibus or something. It was no big deal to me. But yeah, you do have to exchange your driving license. Now, obviously, if you apply for your driving license, you can, at the moment, you have to take a driving test, which means an online test and going out of a Spanish driving instructor. Now, obviously, there will be Spanish driving schools that will probably have English-speaking instructors, but obviously in some areas they won't, So, yeah, you're going to have to exchange your license, unfortunately. Big talking point, no doubt. Paul Barrett's in the house. Top man, good evening, Sean. Hope all's well. Don't forget, I want to have a chit chat with you too. Hopefully, you can tell me when you're free for an interview. Next week would be fantastic. Malcolm and Carol, there are the people. Thank you very much, Malcolm and Carol. Now, if I remember this rightly, if I can bring them back up, here they are. Here they are, Malcolm and Carol. top people. Fancy. It didn't take much to knock on that gate and you're welcome in. Well done, guys. Let's take you off there. Hang on. Let's get back to the... No, I've lost it now. Was it all gone? It's up here. Right on. Thanks so much for popping in, guys. Emma, even Sean, hope all's well. The weather is still being kind as we're back at the end of October. Yes, of course it will be, Emma and Bob. The weather will still be lovely. I mean, can't believe even today it was fantastic during the day, and then this evening it's clouded over a bit. Did look like it's going to rain, but it's still pretty warm, well up in the 20s. I think the humidity is pretty strong at the moment. Ian, top man for popping in. Sean, if you're looking, Sean, if you are looking to stay in Spain on holiday, home basis similar to Mike and Yvonne, what type of health insurance do you need to take? You've got me on that one. So if you're buying a holiday home, well, all I can say is on that, Yogi, thankfully on Campusol, we got an insurance broker, it's called IBEX, and I just deal with them with my house insurance and my car insurance, and I presume it's the same with the health insurance as well. Good question, that one, because obviously if you've got a holiday home, you'll only be staying there for a small amount of time. I can't really help you on that. Obviously, I think you got this new Icky card out now. It's not called the Icky card, but there's that for emergencies. But that is something you would have to talk to with your insurance people about, Yogi. Rob, hola. I love you, Rob. You're just fantastic. Wayne, top man, evening. Hope you're fine. Have you heard anything about earthquakes in Alicante and the Valencia area? No. Why is it? Has there been something going on that I don't know about? I haven't heard nothing about no earthquakes up there at the moment. But no doubt I've missed it. A good podcast. Rob, I thank you for sending that. I've got it written down here, Rob, with my... so I've got a note there. I'll write it down there. That's it. I'm going to get a light on it. See, I wrote it down, Rob. I will check that out. That sounds pretty interesting. See, keeping up with things there. Make sure you do all the thumbs up. Thank you, Yogi, for the support. Top man, no. Even Sean, liked your video. Urged that good. I'm glad you enjoyed. There's 3 old people going out having a bit of fun. Even Sean watched a lot. I've just put up again and Steve, Evening Sean, the James Bond film in Toltano is in English. No, it's in English. I'm glad you said that, Steve, because here it is, the James Bond film, No Time to Die. It's taken over a year to come out. Obviously, it sounds like it's going to be Daniel's last thing of being Mr. James Bond. It's on the 1st of October. So I'm like promoting it enough. Yeah, it is in English. It's an English film that evening, which is fantastic from the Spanish owner. It's doing all this. Now, if you're living on Campusol, or you're living in the area of Campusol, like if you're in the country club or up at the Condado, the ticket costs €20. It does sound a lot, but 10% of that goes towards the MABS charity. Now, if you want to get the tickets, you can go to the MABS respite place on B, and also if you go up to near Consum, Best Wishes, they're selling the tickets as well, but it costs €20 each. But don't forget, it's a special night. It's the first showing as well. You get the red carpet treatment. Apparently, there's to be guys dressed up in baddies with guns and whatever. I don't think there'll be a lookalike. There'll be champagne and snaps. And it starts at 7:30, which is next Friday, or 7:30. I will do another reminder next week, next Thursday, so don't miss it. I'm not going because I'm not into James Bond, but look, my wife's going. But thanks for that, Steve. I'm glad I forgot all about that. Yes, it's in English. Well done, Steve. Steve, yeah. So we're going for all the English stuff now. Sean, when are you going to do the pool cleaning video? When I remember, I'm glad you reminded me. I will write that down, Yogi, on my little list of the pool. It's all right, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm just writing there. Cleaning video. I'll be honest, you have to keep reminding me of these things. I'm on the case, Yogi. Cheers, Mandy. Well done. Adrian, good evening from Adrian and Lorraine from Hacienda Dalimo. What good value Chinese restaurants are there? Also, any restaurants with menu? God, you're not asking much, are you? All I can say is, Adrian, if you go down to the port of Mazarron, there's 2 Chinese restaurants I go to, and I think they're very good for value, especially Peking 5. Amazing. I think it's like less than €7, and you get, I think you get free dishes for that. I might be wrong. Is it 3 or 2? But it's, be honest, it fills you up, and my wife always takes back a doggy bag. And the other one, which I think is amazing value as well, it's about €10. And that also is a menu das, what you want to call it. You see, my Spanish is so fantastic, isn't it? But I know what you're on about. And that's the Yahoo, which is just past the. If you've been into the port, if you know where Burger King is, then you're in the right area. Just down from Burger King, go there towards the port on the right hand side. You'll see Yahoo. Amazing restaurant. Obviously, the menu, Dales, the cheap food stuff. You find a lot of restaurants do that during the daytime, especially at midday when you go through places. But check them out, guys, because some of them who put up these things don't happen to put a price up. Always go to the ones that's put a chalkboard up from, I don't know, starts from like $8.50 upwards. But yeah, hope that's sorted you out a bit there, Adrian. Yogi, as the gas crisis hit Spain, wholesale price in UK. Yes, me and Harvey sent me a message about the UK pound. It's gone up in value. I think it was 117, I believe. Something to do with the Yanks. I should say the American people, because Boris is out in America at the moment doing some deal. But obviously, in the meantime, yeah, the gas is going through the roof at the moment. Companies collapsed. Obviously, here on campus, we ain't got piped in gas. No, I know, I believe the country club's got piped in gas, and down in the town's got piped in gas. About price of fuel, it's always been a hot thing, isn't it? Electricity's been going up, and Spain's on about dropping down the electricity prices. I haven't really heard much about the gas here in Spain yet. A lot of people use bottled gas, and to be quite honest, bottled gas here is really cheap. But no doubt it will come here eventually. Mike, Rob, top man, well, no doubt they're watching tonight. Sean, whether rather than Spain build new properties, why don't they finish off the old abandoned golf resorts? Yogi, good one that. Unfortunately, a lot of these abandoned golf resorts that I've been doing are owned by the banks. Obviously, when they were built back in 2010, that sort of period, there was just so much money shooting around. Obviously, the banks had control of it, and they were left with the debts. So they've taken over control. But a lot of these complexes were actually built on good farming land, and they shouldn't have been built in the first place. And a lot of these will be knocked down and go back to farming, that's what it should be like. And this is in Spain. Once you live here in Spain, you will notice things are done at a lot slower pace. Obviously, yeah, wherever you go in the world, there's always going to be homeless people, and it's just the same in Spain. A lot of these places will never get finished. If anything, they'll just be left to rot. But I think now I'm seeing a lot more places that I have been going to that have been abandoned, have been fenced in. Some have actually been knocked down completely and back to farming fields, which it should be. But whereas I don't see any of these complexes ever being finished off, but it's such a shame and such a waste of money. Snake in the porch, Harvey says it's a horseshoe whip snake. So Darren tells me, Darren from Cottonser, top fellow he is, very nice. Not the sort of thing I want to see in my garden, Harvey, that's for sure. But thanks for that. New subscriber, Mariam, top lady from Ireland, no doubt. Well done. Hope you enjoy it. That's the main thing. Del Boy, great show, Sean. For you're not selling the dream to me. Yeah, come out here, Del Boy. You'll love it. Snake in mainline. I never knew that. Would there be anywhere? Would they be anywhere in mainland? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, in Spain, we've got lots of. I've done a video on that as well. I did a video on because we got like mountain cats, we got bears, we got wolves, we got vultures, we got big eagles, we got massive, not massive, but we got big spiders. But most of them, thankfully, are pretty frightened. We've got, wild boar, things like that as well. But don't forget, Spain's a massive country. It's not like the UK, it's a little small place. Spain's massive, and these places are out in the wilds. Living in the towns, in the big towns, you won't find the snakes. Obviously, where we are, campus, so we got we're in a sort of middle of a farming area. You will get these sort of things. You won't get mountain cats and bears and wolves in this area, thankfully. But there are parts in Spain where you will. So, like I've always said, guys, when you're coming out to Spain, check it out. Don't buy a little log cabin out in the middle of the mountains. It's got right next to a load of bears or wolves or whatever. Because it's all right seeing a little lovely, cute picture on the internet of a lovely log cabin, and you're right next to a bear enclosure or something. That's why you got to come out and have a look at it. But yeah, good. But yeah, didn't know you get earthquakes. I didn't. Lorraine, hi Sean, hope you're well. We arrived in Hacienda del Limo last Saturday. Glad to be back. We saw lightning last night driving back from El Faro. Now we was coming along and we could see El Faro all still open. We was going to go up there, but we didn't. I wish we'd gone up there now because I think we would have seen the lightning show further up there. But well done, guys, for coming back out. I think, no, I was about to say, I thought we finished them. We haven't. We were right for time. Marion, Murcia and Costa Blanco, do they? Unfortunately, Marion, all parts of Spain will get snakes. It's just the same. I lived in sunny Dorset. Now we used to get grass snakes, adders. Adders can bite you and poisonous. You get snakes all over the world, unfortunately. So don't think wherever you're going to go, you're not going to get any snakes. I mean, obviously, you're not going to, don't worry about it, Marion. Honestly, don't worry about it. I mean, I can't stand the things. But yeah. Evening all from Ali and Bruce. A week to go. Well done, guys. But you cannot wait. You believe it or not, yes, you'll be here. Yeah, working up to it. It's not long now, guys. Yo, Sean, says John, top man. Horseshoe whip snake, not venomous. See, now Rob. Now, thankfully, Rob's in the US. He's. I've forgotten it, Rob. You're gonna kill me for that. But Rob's in the US. Yeah, he's got rattlesnakes. Now we don't get rattlesnakes here, thankfully. Next, look forward to you getting out once we get back out of lockdown. Big shout out to you from Oz. Well done, guys. Nix and Craig, thank you very much. That's a place around the world, isn't it? Angela, how was the weather? Angela, past week we was forecasted rain and thunderstorm, and I think all we had was a bit of rain one night, bit heavy. Yeah, the past couple of nights there's been some lovely lightning storms and that, but next week's looking good. So, but it's still warm. I'm still in the shorts. I'm still in my sort of semi shoes. No socks on yet. Still, yeah. Rob, where did you come from? It was supposed to be a snake. Where did it come from? It's supposed to be a snake. I presume it just come off the off the farming land, I suppose, off the campo. That's it. That's off the campo. Yes, yes. These two know I hate snakes. It turns into a duck. Sean, I plan to bring the missus to Spain. Well done, Yogi. That's the first step. I'm sure she'll love it. Stuart, too many basic questions and chit chat on this. Just clouds of reasons. The reason of Q&A. Well done, Stuart. You're top man. I'll chat with you, Yogi. Right, how are we doing now? Well done. What went out on a pirate ship somewhere? I think it was Greece. Great laugh. A few beers. Bit of a pirate show. Well done, Kev. It's always good to go out on a pirate ship. Donna, this is how I see moving to Spain or not. Live with regrets of trying it and potentially not liking it, rather than do it or regret it more. You only live once. That's very true, Donna Lee. Yeah. If you don't do it, you won't know it. I mean, this is the thing. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's no point in saying, everybody's gonna love it here. It's not for everybody. That's why I always say you've got to come out and have a look yourself, guys. But thank you very much for that, Donna. Is auto insurance expensive? What about insurance on a house? Says Teresa. To be quite honest, I think the insurances are about the same as the UK, really. You can get some good deals. House insurances, I mean, obviously it's all going to depend on what you've got. If you've got a big car, little car. And to be honest, the insurances are about the same as what you would expect to pay in the UK. Now, one thing I did notice, I don't know how true that is, unless you take it out of the bank. I think the bank lets you pay it monthly. But usually with most of the insurance companies, they like to pay it up straight away. Whereas in the UK, you can do it monthly. There don't seem to be a big thing here in Spain about that. But I might be wrong. But I know the company that I use, I just pay the full amount for the whole year. Whereas obviously back in the UK, to try and keep it all budgeted, I just do bit by bit. But here, that doesn't seem to be the case. But I might be wrong on that. This is the company that I use, which is Ibex. Now, they obviously use loads of other companies that get tied into. Can you still bring a foreign-owned car? Yes, you can still bring a foreign car over here, but obviously you've got to change the things. Especially if it's a UK car, you've got to change the lights around. You've got to change the plates. You've got to pay duty on it. And to be quite honest, unless it's your bestest car in the world or it's worth a lot of money, then maybe bring it over. But if it's an ordinary car, I would say really just buy a car here, really. With all the aggro. But I know some people have gone for it. Stephen Mandy have bought their UK car over. They took it down the road to the garage and they changed the plates over. They did the lights. It wasn't a great amount of money. Yeah, it's no hassle. You can do it yourself, or you can call in somebody, obviously, like a translator that's going to help you through the paperwork. But you can do it online, or you can take it down to the garage. Obviously, it comes with a couple. It's not a huge amount, but what I will say is, obviously, I would imagine some things have changed now. Obviously, with the Brexit thing, so hopefully somebody might be able to put something down there below. But it is getting there, and I think it's gone over my time. So what I'm going to do, no more questions, guys. I'll just put on the flashy lights. Top man Lawrence, car hire has increased because there's not enough cars for sale. You're probably right, Yogi. We use Coles car rental, English staff running it, great price there in Alicante and Torrevieja. Would recommend them. Thank you much for that, Clive. Hopefully, because that's answered somebody's question back up there. Word on the street is that Sean is all in. I can only hope not, really. Things that he does, there's no way I'll be able to leap over blooming gates and whatever. Peek in 5. Yes, there it is. Well done, Mandy. Thanks for that. Yahoo. Thank you. That was I think that was Adrian from the golf resort. Menu. Yes, Doydale. All right, guys, I've got to go for it now because it's come to my time. Good evening, everyone. Can you recommend a company that does security grills, not cheap and cheerful, but good quality, value for money? Alan, there is a place that I know, but I haven't used them, so I can't really recommend any. But he's on a. I can't think of his name at the moment, but he's on a. I can't think of his name now, but I haven't used him, so I can't really recommend him. But that's the only guy that I know that does the security grills. So sorry, Al. Hopefully somebody would have mentioned that. Thanks, Manny, for restaurant advice. Adrian, that's what it's for Tesco's. Rob, adios, Sean. Thank you very much. Rob, you're top man. Get back. Don't work too hard. Good night, buddy. Thank you, Yogi. As always, what is passionate equivalent to Auto Trader? I haven't got a clue, Stuart. I don't think they do a Spanish Auto Trader other than, obviously, if you go on the Facebook groups, there's loads of buy and sell things on there. But I haven't seen a sort of an Auto Trader. Sorry about that, Stuart. Breaking news: no petrol shortage. Now petrol shortage in the UK. No, don't need that, Yogi. Great show yet again. See you. Yes, thank you very much, Malcolm and Carol. Thanks for popping in. You're top people. How many questions and comments is Yogi going to make? If it weren't for Yogi, you wouldn't have any. Kev, thanks for Sean, everyone. Great show, pleasure. Thank you very much, Kev. As always, great support for the show. Great night, Neil. Thank you. Thanks for next. Thank you. Turn off the lights. No, it drives them crazy. Anyway, guys, as always, very much for watching. Stay safe and keep watching. I'll catch you next week for another show. Where is it? I can't find it. Here it is. I'm just looking for it now. Anyway, adios, amigos. Catch you next week. 30.